Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. I wish y'all could be here to see Frank Barton. Of course, he has the radio voice. He really does.
He's a natural.
He is a natural, so when you buy an ATV from him, I don't know if he changes his voice when he's in the building or not.
I had somebody ask me that the other day.
Yeah.
They said, do you do radio? And I said, one day a month.
Yeah. Did you ever sing in the choir or anything? You do have a good bass voice.
I used to sing.
Yeah, I thought you did. Okay. I know this young man's coming on with us right now is probably was singing pretty good recently at Ross Barnett Reservoir. And, hey, we just had Stephen Browning, who won that the big tournament down there, the Bassmaster Central Open. And then he spoke highly of this young man who fished with him as a co-angler on Thursday and ended up winning the co-angler division down there. 26 pounds, 11 ounces, won him a new boat, motor, and I don't know if they're throwing a trailer or make you carry it home over your shoulders. I don't know about that. But Justin Leet of Bartlett, Tennessee. Hey, Justin, how you doing?
Hey, Larry. Thanks for having me today.
Oh, well, we want to find out about you, man. This has got to be pretty cool for you. Tell our listeners a little bit about how you got what you're doing now and your love of bass fishing. How did that start?
Yeah, well, first off, I can't say enough great things about Stephen Browning. That first day with him was fantastic, and it definitely set the path for me for the rest of the tournament fishing with him.
Yeah.
But growing up in Bartlett, grew up fishing with my father. I just really love the outdoors, and I got into tournament fishing a couple of years ago. I was fortunate enough to be left a boat when my grandfather passed away, and that really set the path for me to start fishing more serious.
Yeah.
Got into tournament fishing locally here with a local club called the West Tennessee Puddle Jumpers, still an active club, a fantastic club full of members that are great fishermen. So I really key that credit to them for paving that competition for me to become a better angler and set me up for the tournaments like the Bassmaster Open Series.
Well, you got I don't guess you need your grandfather's boat anymore.
No, I don't need that.
But it's good to hear that that's what kick-started you, so to speak, using his boat, and now you have this new boat. So how old are you?
I'm 30 years old. Okay,
a young whippersnapper. You go to Bartlett High?
I went to Bartlett High, graduated from there, went to University of Memphis, and now I actually work in the IT industry. So I'm stuck in a cube all day, dreaming about the outdoors and dreaming about being out there fishing.
So is that your goal someday? You want to fish?
Yeah, I'd be hard-pressed not to say that's absolutely a goal for me. And, after winning this tournament, even in the back of the boat, definitely fuels that fire even more for me. So,
well, tell our listeners about a co-angler. What's for folks out there that don't understand that? What is the co-angler?
Yeah, it's real interesting being a co-angler, and definitely some good tips to go along with it. I initially signed up for this tournament because there's a few other tournament series that I fish, like the FLW BFLs and the AVA Ram Open Series as a boater. And we're actually slated to fish Ross Barnett quite a few times this year. So I initially signed up for this Bassmaster Open to use it basically as practice. Let me get in the boat with a couple of the best professional fishermen in the country and see how they tackle this body of water. So I didn't really have high expectations going into this. I really just wanted to learn as much as I could from the guys in the front of the boat. So the pressure was off, so to say. I didn't have any pressure on me whatsoever.
What about fishing with these guys? I mean, you fished with Stephen on Thursday. Who did you fish with on Friday?
I actually fished with a Louisiana guy named Michael Fassand, and it was his first tournament ever, his first Bass Open ever.
Oh my goodness!
Tournament was,
so,
and he had a top 20 finish this first tournament, and I credit him with a lot of my win as well, because he helped me out so much that Friday, that second day. He knew I was leading the event going into that day, and he really made it his main goal that day, believe it or not, to keep me in the lead. So I credit him a whole lot for the win as well.
So the co-angler, for you folks out there, you're in the back of the boat, right? I mean, that's where you are. And
Exactly. In the back of the boat, at the mercy of the boater, you really just try to stay out of their way. I told them, every one of my pros, that at the beginning of the day, anything that I can do to help them, to make their day easier as much as possible, that's what I was mainly there for, and hopefully I caught a couple fish along the way. A few tips that I can actually give people that are thinking about fishing in the back of the boat or fishing as a co-angler. I really credit going into this tournament. I had fished Ross Barnett a couple of times, so I kind of had an idea what I wanted to throw, and it was that jackhammer. It was that chatterbait.
Yeah.
So going into it, I knew I wanted to throw that. First day and even the second day, my boaters a lot of time were doing a lot of flipping. There's a lot of reed grass. There's a lot of lily pad stems at Ross Barnett. So flipping was one of the main tactics that a lot of guys used. And being in the back of the boat, it's really hard to flip behind some of the best flippers in the country. You're just not going to. They don't leave much, so there's not going to be much there for you. So the main key really is to pick a bait that you're really comfortable with. You might not get very many bites at all throughout the day. So you got to really be comfortable with what you're throwing, have a lot of confidence in it, and stick with it. And that's basically what I did throughout the tournament with that chatterbait.
Have you done this as a co-angler before? I mean, was this?
Not only was this my first Bassmaster event that I've ever fished, but it's actually the first time I've ever been a co-angler in a large event like this.
Come on. I mean, and what's the entry fee? What'd you have to pay? Huh?
Yeah, the co-angler entry fee is $425 per event.
$425 to be in the back of the boat with these pros in front of you. You're using your own equipment, I'm assuming, and they've got all these sponsors all tacked all over theirs. And I noticed that your title sponsor is some good friends of ours up in Brownsville, Mallard Estate Outfitters, that we've had on this show several times. So you're not plastered with a bunch of sponsors, it doesn't look like. So were you not? Were you nervous? Were you overwhelmed? I mean, stepping in the boat with Stephen Browning on your first day, golly, that's like me. Who could I pick out that would be a legend in?
Frank Barton.
Frank Barton. That's it. Yeah, Bill Dance for sure. But tell us about
Yeah. I mean, it can be overwhelming if you stop and think about everything. It could definitely get overwhelming. But most of those guys are so down to earth, and
they are
they make it fun. Stephen Browning even told me that first day that we're just going to go have some fun. We're going to catch some fish. We're going to be around the fish. We just have to be better than the rest of the guys. And that day and the next 2 days, both of us were better than the rest of the guys, and we were able to come out of there with the victory. So it was an awesome event. And I credit Stephen Browning a lot for my win as well. And he seemed pretty stoked for the fish that I was catching that day as well.
Oh, he's still talking about it. But what about your family? Now, are you a single guy? You fish? Your parents still part of your life too, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Born and raised in Bartlett. I actually I bought a house about 2 blocks from my parents. I've got 2 boys, a 12-year-old and a 4-year-old.
There you go. Okay.
And I'm happily married, and she allows me to do this, so I definitely have to give credit to her. Her name's Ashley. So
Ashley, and you got 2 kids. What's their names?
Yep, River and Chase.
River and Chase. I love that. Now, are they girls, you say? Are they one boy and one girl? What would you say?
Both of them are boys.
Both of them boys, River and Chase. And your parents, what's their name?
Yep, Mark and Diane Leet. And, my dad's still a big hunter, and we're actually friends with probably somebody that Steve Turpin in the turkey world.
Well, yeah, he'll be on the show next week in our turkey show. So,
yep,
yeah.
I actually credit him. He actually took me out and killed my first turkey when I was about probably 10 years old with him.
Well, he took me once, and I thought he left me out there, so I don't think I think I'm too old for him now, though he doesn't move as fast either. But, again, we're talking to Justin Leet of Bartlett, who won the co-angler division at the Bassmaster Open on Ross Barnett Reservoir. So what's next for you, Justin?
Well, I kind of had to shake my schedule up for the rest of the year. I didn't really plan on fishing any of the rest of the Opens, but now that I had that win for this first one, I've signed up for the rest of the Central Opens. As long as I fish the rest of which is 3 events, as long as I fish the rest of them, I automatically qualify for the first ever Opens Championship at the end of the season in October.
That's right.
So,
that's exactly right. And I know, I guess, are your friends and everything, I guess they wore you out on texting and things along that line. Now you got people wanting money from you. I know people want to ride in your new boat. So how's this changed your life?
Yeah, I mean, the support's been incredible. It's amazing, how many people you realize are behind you in this when you have a big win like this. So I can't thank all of my friends and family and puddle jumper friends alike that are supporting me out there.
Yeah, well, we want to congratulate you. Look forward to seeing you down the road. Talk to you again. Congratulations, and keep going, okay, buddy?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me. And real quick, I just got 2 shout-outs real quick. If you're actually interested in seeing how my tournament panned out firsthand, I recorded the whole entire thing, and the video is actually posted on my YouTube channel.
Really?
That's Leet Fishing. That's ELEET Fishing. So you can actually check out how I actually won the event there. And then, as you mentioned, title sponsor Mallard Estates. Great group of guys. They've already helped me out a tremendous amount for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a waterfowl or deer or turkey hunt, they've got land right there in Brownsville, Tennessee, backed up to the Hatchie Refuge.
I got to get up there next year, because I know that's a great fun. Well, I tell you what, if you're not doing anything on March 24th, come on out to my church, Bartlett Hills Baptist Church. We got a wild game dinner out there. Mark Rose will be there with his boat. Michael Tillman will be there with his boat. Bring an old boat out there at Ellendale and Brownsville. We'd love to have you join us, okay, buddy? I'll give you an email about that event, okay?
That sounds great, Larry.
Right,
thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, let's take a break, unless y'all got something to say. Can you believe that? 30 years old, 2 kids, back of the boat, where I usually am when I go with Wong.
There's another angler around here that started in
Yes, he did.
No, 2 different circumstances of that.
Yeah, and his name was
Mark.
Yeah, Mark somebody. Named after a flower, I think what he was. All right, we'll be right back while you're thinking about that.